guys. So we're going to be doing the promotions a little bit different than normal, just because I want to get them knocked out so that we can just freaking roll. Okay, I want to talk about some front chokes and some front attacks. But we have a pretty special promotion going on tonight. We're going to have one person being promoted to faixa preta, to the black belt, which is something really, really rare. This is something that, like, for us as coaches, is something we don't often get to do. For each one of you guys that starts, whether it be at that age or at that age, we usually see, I would say on average, about 900 people come through who will ever put on a black belt in their entire time in Jiu-Jitsu. So as you guys get up in the ranks, okay, whether you're a blue belt or a purple belt or a brown belt, I'm sure you guys have met literally, especially by the time you guys are brown belts, you've probably literally met hundreds of people on these mats over the years at this academy, other academies, and most of them are forever gone, okay? Obviously, we know of the curse of the blue belt. Some guys get their blue belt and then it's like dust. They disappear. They go away. But for somebody to get to faixa preta, to the black belt, is really, really important and a really big achievement, and everybody kind of gets there at their own speed, okay? Now, when I say that, so I've been a black belt for like 12 years now, but it took me 15 years to get my black belt. So it took me a really, really long time. I had friends that I trained with that got it in 5. I had other friends that got it in 20. The reality is the journey is entirely yours and yours alone, okay? But before we get there, I got some other people I have to promote. A couple of random knucklehead color belts and white belts. So I actually am going to do this by promoting somebody near and dear to my heart. Michael, come here. Oh. So in case you guys don't know, it sucks being the coach's kid. Especially when your dad's a professor. It means we hold you to like impossible standards at times, okay? And it means that you have to work twice, 3 times as hard as everybody else to basically get the same sort of movement, okay? The only thing I liken that to is the people who have to move a lot through no fault of their own while they train Jiu-Jitsu and they can never stay. Good job, buddy. Guys that have to move through no fault of their own because of career, school, work, just freaking life in general. Go ahead and come around, bro. Hurry up, you guys over there. But yeah, no, there's it makes me really, really, really happy to be able to help people out. So I'm going to walk around first. I'm just going to give a couple of straps. As you guys know, I have that finger issue that allows me to grip and rip, so I'm utilizing this thing. So I'm going to start with somebody who I've really enjoyed watching his game develop. He's getting closer. He's a little bit past halfway there. More technique, less strength, brother. Good job, man. So, the thing I love about your jiu-jitsu is that when you came in, you looked so helpless, bro. Like, you looked more lost than anybody I've seen in a really long time. And it reminded me of exactly what I looked like when I started training jiu-jitsu. I sucked. I couldn't figure it out, and then one day, just shit started coming together. I'm really proud of you. Same goes for you. Bro, you've been working your ass off. You're consistent. You're here all the damn time. You get chewed out through my criticism all the time. But man, you fucking make it happen. You stick tough. You learn from your mistakes. And you really do try hard and never make the second mistake twice. And for that, I'm really, really happy to see you train. So, now, these two knuckleheads. You've been busting their ass. It's a little bit quick, but you know what? You guys coming here, you train hard, and more importantly, when there's a kid in the class, somebody smaller than you, you go out of your way to help them out. And when there's somebody bigger than you, you go out of your way to try to beat their ass. Which I really, really love and I really, really appreciate.
They've also been volunteering to help teach the kids too, quite a few months now. So their teaching ability has gone up quite a bit.
Same thing with you guys. Remember, stop being spazzy, be more technical. You guys are now coming up in the blue belt ranks. You guys are going to be some killers. Killers. I am literally telling you guys, you too, I fully expect you guys to absolutely wreck dudes when you guys are purple belts. I'm going to use you guys as my mat enforcers because there's nothing better, and I say this from experience, I have a daughter who trained at the same age as you guys, was a blue belt at the same age as you guys. There's nothing better when a girl you guys' age fucks up a 25-year-old dude and sends him home crying to never come back. While I love Jiu-Jitsu and I want some people to stay in it, I love that even more. My brother. Work the top game better. Start learning different style of jiu-jitsu than your own, per se. You know what I mean? I know your bottom game's money. I know you're comfortable. I know you can scramble with the best of them. But dude, let's get out of here. He is, dude. This dude rolls with more intensity. This dude rolls with more intensity than anybody. I've been waiting on this strike for fucking, it feels like a month and a half to give it to him. But, dude, you earned every bit of it. You work hard. Now focus on really getting rid of using strength completely and just be a technical master that I know you can be, bro.
We're saying, I just doing this straight now.
My other favorite idiot. It really sucks being him because he is always the guy I demo every move on. And half of the time when I'm choking a little too tight and he starts falling asleep, he doesn't tap because he doesn't want to screw up the instruction. And then we have to end up elevating his legs because he's gone unconscious. So, with that being said, man, I'm really proud of you guys. What I want you to focus on now, though, dude, is I want you to translate the knowledge that you've accumulated up to this point to these guys. At Purple Belt's really when I want you guys understanding, shit, how am I going to teach other people? How am I going to start building the next generation of Jiu-Jitsu? Okay? Because the reality is people think like, these dudes do the work. No. These dudes, right here, the purple belts and the lower brown belts, they're the ones that do the work. And the reason that they do the work is we can tell you guys what you're doing good. We can tell you guys what you're doing bad. But they will punish you when you fuck up. And that's really, really, really important in the learning and development process. Okay? So I'm really, really happy about that. I'm very, very stoked. I do have one brown belt stripe to give out because this person is slowly becoming a great mentor for a lot of grapplers. And it really, really makes me happy. This one kind of makes me a little bit emotional because I remember when he first started and how he started training and, you know, the way that he's been able to not only stick with it, man, but thrive in it and develop a very creative and smart game, despite the fact that he's older than fucking dirt. All right. Now, for the moment you guys have been waiting for, the faixa preta. I brought my cooler for a reason. I don't have beer in it. But
only the cool kids get promoted?
Only the cool kids get promoted. But it's because I made you guys some stuff. Okay? But before I give what I made, I believe a couple of things are in order first. So, I believe like this belt is really, really reflective of the ability to move forward in Jiu-Jitsu from what I would consider at blue belt a active participant in the sport to the point where you become essentially like a lifelong player. Once you become a purple belt, even if you quit Jiu-Jitsu at purple belt, Jiu-Jitsu will always have a little piece of your heart, a little piece of your mind, and a little piece of your soul till the day you fucking die. I'm telling you, it's the truth. This is the belt I enjoyed the most in the entire sport because it represented the fact that I knew enough Jiu-Jitsu that I could whoop pretty much anybody's ass except the brown belts and the black belts. And I could defend myself on the street. But it also meant that I commanded enough respect from the blue belts that when I gave them a piece of advice, that they actually listened. Versus that whole thing when you're getting your ass whooped and the guy who's you're getting your ass whooped and all of a sudden you decide to try to coach the guy that's whooping your ass. That don't play, right? But what this does play is when dudes train really, really hard and they have that knowledge to back it up and the skill set to back it up. Get up here, dude.
Yeah!
We've been watching you like a fucking dog. And we've been debating. It's a little quick, but you're whooping brown belts' asses on the reg. No offense to some of those brown belts. You're whooping some purple belts' asses on the reg. And you even give black belts a little bit of a hard time. Which means that you're getting good, bro. In case nobody told you, you're good. Now, you got to start mentoring the rest of those idiots. Really, really proud. I get on your ass every single fucking night. And the thing about him, you know what I love? He always seeks him out. He doesn't duck anybody. He's like, I'm going to get my ass whooped today. And it's going to make me better. And it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. But I'm going to earn it. And he knows he earns it.
You might be fucking him up, bro, but I'm like defending the fuck out of myself.
I know, man. All right. So, Gilbert, I know you want to do a couple of these yourself.
I do. Yeah, I'll do one.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind. All right. Not that one. Not that one. That one.
I got cold blooded.
Where's my quarter belt? I don't see my quarter belt.
You might just have to give a different size, bro. Well, even if it doesn't fit, let's see what we can do.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to make this fucking work. All right. So, the person that I want to give this to over the last couple months not only has shown a tremendous amount of heart and skill and perseverance, but surprisingly, there's not too many people that I can say at any level that I look up to, because it just so happens to me, I feel like I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. Now, that could be a little bit arrogant or whatever, but I work really, really fucking hard on my credentials. I work really hard on the shit that I need to learn as a jiu-jitsu practitioner, as a catch wrestler, as a judoka, and the pursuit of knowledge never stops for me. Like, I'm always in the constant state of study. This is all I do, so this is all I do. You know, it's like, this is my job, so I'm never not in the books, never not in the videos. Yeah? But, you know, occasionally there are people that I run into where I look up to them as like a big brother or like a mentor. Like, you know, Rojas would be a great example of that. You know, he's a little bit more mature in his jiu-jitsu than I am, a little bit older than I am. We have a lot of things in common, but he's got a little bit more depth on everything that I'm still in the process of doing. So when I need advice, I go to people like that. Or even if I don't need advice, I can just watch and learn from somebody else like him. Another person who's been like that to me over the last couple of months, and who I've learned a lot from, and maybe a little bit on the technique side too, but really just on the philosophy of being a martial artist and being a little bit humble and still being okay telling yourself that you're a bad motherfucker, because that's when I started realizing it's okay to do both. Like saying, yeah, I gotta be humble, but I am a bad motherfucker. I can't fuck up people, and I have worked hard to get to where I'm at. But I'm still a martial artist, so I gotta fucking pretend like I drink tea and fucking do Tai Chi and shit sometimes too. But I think that this person has had a really profound impact on me the last few months, and I think that in any other reality, in any other dimension, this dude's probably got multiple black belts. But if it's okay, I'd like to start you in your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu journey, Wes, at purple belt, if you wouldn't mind. This gentleman has 52 years of as a mixed martial artist before half of you guys were even born, and has been cross-training other submission arts since before I was born. So this is a guy who has refined knowledge way beyond what I possess right now, and I can pick his brain and learn. And he can look at me and unfuck me in 2 seconds. And any of you that have given him the opportunity to give you his time, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, you're better for it. A couple of you guys have done that and continue to do that, and I can see how much it's helped with the little bit of time they just invested in you guys. So Wes, let's see if this fits, man. You better suck it in, bro.
Yeah.
Big skinny thoughts.
It's gonna fit.
Is it gonna fit? Yeah. Where's my fucking hands? Okay, so That's gonna work. Look at that shit.
It's gonna work.
Like, yo, he's not even that big.
You can retie that in a second.
All right, brother.
Super heavyweight. Huge.
Thank you for everything,
Identify
man. I'm a
as
better person because of this team is better off with it.
All right, now go join the rest of the purple belts.
Yeah, you gotta take your ass back there. You ain't allowed to be at the other line anymore. You don't rate.
Behind Ananda, please.
So we have a couple knuckleheads that showed up late that I actually was
get in the
gonna
back.
promote.
Oh, sorry.
All the way at the end. Put him at the end.
Keep going, keep going.
They're at the end. So let me go ahead and get this done.
There you go.
It's like I'm not used to being in the back. Way to go, Rachel!
Good job. One more. I got one final stripe to give, and then I'm done. I promise. I've just been sitting on a lot of stripes to give for a while, so it was hard to wait on this, but I'm really happy about this. Congratulations.
Hey!
Now you can shut the fuck up for 2 years. Every fucking class. Yeah. Well deserved.
For 3 years.
I want to say a few words about myself next.
Hold your breath. We're all gonna faint.
Hold your breath. Trust me, we're gonna be your bed. But while we're out there,
Those are all the same, I think.
I have this to give out.
Ooh.
There is no belt that you will ever wear that is heavier than this one. Once you get here, you quickly realize. Here's the thing. Somebody, I was talking to a friend that I had served in the Navy with. He was a Marine sniper at 1st Recon Battalion, and he just got his purple belt. And he says, "Man, I got the purple belt." He's like, "Bro, I just got promoted last week. Dude, I didn't know the water was this deep." And in my head, I'm like, "Motherfucker, if you only knew how deep the water really is." Like, you guys think you get to here and you become the shark. This is when you realize there's fucking megalodons and krakens that exists out there. This is when you realize that although you might have won a world title, as some of you in here have, although you might be the baddest motherfucker in your little fish pond, that even when you wear this, you realize, man, it's like being a white belt all over again. And the first year is awful, 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 awful. I don't know how you guys remember it, but I was so overwhelmed.
I realized there was levels to this shit, man, like immediately. Cause I went out to compete and I got smoked by like Brazilian nationals. And I was like, shit, I thought I was a black belt. And these guys, like, they live this shit, you know?
Yeah.
There are levels to this shit, for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you were having to deal with Carlos Ferreira. You were having to deal with Big
yeah.
O, rest in peace, to
God
Orlando.
damn, yeah, monsters.
Yeah.
Carlos Ferreira's fucking spun me.
Yeah. But the thing is, this, I'll be honest, when I picked up my black belt, I didn't put it on for 2 years. I received it as part of my promotion. I didn't wear it for 2 years. I was ashamed to put it on. Because I didn't feel like I rated the rank. I felt like because I was such a strong no-gi competitor, you know, I honestly was one of the best no-gi guys in my time. Like, you can ask any of the old school guys that saw me. I was beating world champions on a day in, day out basis when it came to that. But I sucked at gi. I was still getting beat by blue belts who were getting me in, you know, baseball bat chokes. I didn't feel I rated, so for a while I was like, I don't want to put this on yet, and I fully and completely dedicated myself to learning the gi game. To the point where I feel like, and I don't know if you guys, like, I feel like I'm pretty decent at gi now, okay? Like, I make other black belts a little bit nervous when they roll with me when it comes to the gi. But it's a heavy belt. And whenever I give this belt, I always continue a tradition that started kind of in the world of, it exists in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, especially in like the old school places, the really, really old school places. Some places like Danaher Death Squad, they still do it. But it really comes from actually military circles within the world of special operations. And that is that whenever you promote somebody to black belt, you provide a gift of a knife. So this is the reason that we utilize the knife as the gift, symbolizing the black belt, is because in order to become something that is useful, that is deadly, that is capable of protecting others, okay? You don't start that way. You start out as this raw material, sometimes with zero potential. You start out as dirt, literally as a rock, right? And through the years, you end up being forged through heat, pain, fire, stress, embarrassment. And slowly, you get to blue belt. And at blue belt, you're no longer getting the shit beat out of you, but now you're like a blank, what we call in knife making worlds. In case you guys don't know, I make knives, right? So you become what's known as a blank. And in that blank, you don't have an edge, you're just a rough shape. And the people that molded you into that shape are the purple belts and the brown belts and the black belts. And it's only at this point as a blue belt that you start to say, oh man, this shit's starting to look like a knife. Okay? That piece of metal is now a knife. It went from a rock, from dirt, to now as a piece of metal that has a shape like a knife. And then you get the purple belt. And at purple belt, really at that point, you are a knife for all intents and purposes. But you lack something that a knife has that other things don't. You lack the ability to be strong. If you guys have ever seen a knife being forged, when somebody makes a knife and they put it in the knife shape and they beat it and they forge it into place, okay? That knife is very brittle until it's been heat treated, right? It can break so easily even though it's made out of metal. So what do? You strengthen the knife through a process of quenching and refining. And that's what we hope that our brown belts and black belts do to our purple belts. We try to refine you guys. We try to help you figure out what your game is and try to make you the best that you possibly can be at your game. And then you become a brown belt. And then at brown belt, we're like, the game is there. It's a knife. It's strong. but it doesn't have that edge yet. It has that final step to really clean it up, make it sharp and make it deadly. So you sharpen the knife. And over the time that you're a black belt, you're just focusing on sharpening yourself as a fighter. And then you become a black belt. And at that point, you become the knife. But prior to becoming a knife, it requires, I got to do. It requires the assistance of some master smiths to put you together. Somebody that can literally beat you into shape and help you become the best that you can be. So this is something we do in special operations that I've always brought in, is we give a gift to everybody representing what they've done and kind of the work that they do.
Oh, that's cool as hell, man.
So,
So I can beat them with that?
yeah, you can. So that hammer right there, by the way, Gil, is I've forged knives that have gone into combat with that hammer.
Oh man, that means the world to me, brother.
So I hope that with those blacksmith hammers, you guys understand the tremendous weight of the responsibility that you carry
Cherish that for the rest of my life, man.
in order to forge a knife. So let's announce the first completement of a knife. Nancy, would you please come up? As is customary, our newest black belt will give us a short speech.
I thought I was going to be saved from it.
You can put the knife down.
Put it down.
Whew, hold on. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. It's just, I wasn't feeling confident about it. There is that responsibility that I felt that I have to know what it is that I want to teach you guys, that I want to pass good knowledge to all of you, you know. I'm here because of all of you. I'm here because my morning crew shows up to their morning class. I'm here because my color belts are beating the shit out of me in class. This means a lot to me. I dedicated so much of my life to it. I've made so many personal sacrifices to be here, and I didn't think I was gonna make it, but I mean, here I am, and this is all of you guys here with me, so thank you, and thank you.
Real quick, if there's anybody from your morning crew you want to give a strike to.
Actually, my icky.
Let's bring you onto this side. No, you just the mountain. Nancy, did you
All right. So I have to tell you something about the particular knife that Nancy got given because it's no accident that the knife that she has is a K-bar. The K-bar has a special significance to guys like us,
Amen.
Taggart, guys that either served as Marines or worked with the Marine Corps. The K-bar is the symbolism of a fighting man or a fighting woman, okay? So I have another K-bar to give out. Point out. Come on out. This one's for you.
I remember, man, time flies, huh?
All right, speech. You ain't immune from it, fucker.
Like I said, I don't know what to say. Nancy just said it all. Like, I wouldn't be here without all you guys. But especially Gilbert. Gilbert's been the biggest mentor I've ever had in my life. I came in here not knowing what to do with Jiu-Jitsu at all. And he completely turned me into a teacher. So this is mainly you, but also all of you. Thank you guys so much.
Dang.
The final K-bar. Done in the tradition of my people. It's leather and black.
I love it.
And the final faixa preta. John Bates. Come on up.
Oh! Hey!
Bates has been a black belt for a while in my mind, even though he's only really been a brown belt for a year, right? But the level of play, the technicality of his game exceeds that of even a lot of black belts that I know. The only thing that's in his way, he's still got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder with that ego, but the beauty about the black belt is that you're here pretty much forever. So you got time to work shit out. All right.
Very nice.
That is.
Speech.
The good news for you is now that they have to hold back and you don't.
All right, brother. Please give a word or two.
Yeah. So, I mean, I gotta thank Gilbert and Carlos. Fuck, a lot of times they pull me off to the sides. I thought they were gonna tell me, dude, you can't fucking train here too much, dude. You gotta go, bro, because you got crazy. So, I mean, I really appreciate them a lot for putting up with me because I'm an eccentric fuck. Just to be honest, and I just keep showing up, man. I mean, I show up because I see Johnny coming in, or I see Alex putting in the fucking work, or Gabe, you're here every other fucking day. I see this fucking clown over here as well every fucking Sunday coming in. So if they're getting better, I gotta fucking come in here and get better, because otherwise they're gonna start whipping up on my ass. So just keep fucking showing up. That blue is gonna be the best fucking belt you ever had, because next thing you know, you're purple, you're brown, and fucking you're right where I am. Fucking time flies. Just keep showing up, and thanks for everything.
So, obviously, some of you guys might feel that the weight of your new belt might feel a little heavy. All that, and some of you guys might be like, "Fuck, why didn't I get promoted?" Let's be honest, some people are thinking that right now. And some people are like, why is that person getting promoted? Well, the reality is that the journey is that own person's. I personally don't promote based on who's the baddest motherfucker at that belt level, okay? I promote because my goal is not to necessarily make a world champion. My goal is to make the best people possible at every belt. I view martial arts from the old school way. This is an endeavor that's utilized to hone your ability as a human being. And one of the most difficult and trying things about that is that it can be really, really stressful for you guys. I have a love-and-hate relationship. Like, I always call Jiu-Jitsu my mistress. There's days I absolutely love her. And there's days I want to get rid of her because it's such an abusive relationship, right? But at the end of the day, like, I love it like no other. And it's because in Jiu-Jitsu, you'll quickly develop you'll understand that the friends you make in here, you get intimate with in a level that no other person really understands. You sweat on each other, you hurt each other. You literally at times go out and try to kill each other. And at the end of the day, you hug, you thank each other. And you go home feeling lighter than when you come in here. Essentially, this becomes family. But when it's really special, is like, for example, with him, when your actual family, your kids, get to train with you. So God has blessed me because I've had the ability to see 4 of my kids start the process and go through the process. And tonight I'm going to end the last part of the process with the final belt I'm going to give. This belt was awarded to me when I retained my black belt. It's actually a very old school show-your-old belt that I don't think they make anymore. And I have the utmost pleasure that you guys that are parents have in life, that I get to give this to my kid. Come here, kiddo.
Everybody wipe that tear. What are you gonna say?
You're not crying. You're crying.
You're next.
That's emotional.
It's only taken her 15 years to get her black belt. 15 years of, I don't want to go to practice. Or, Dad, I need you to take me to practice. 15 years that have included world championships. In case you guys didn't know, she's injured now and you guys don't get to see it, but she's won worlds at multiple belts. She's kind of a badass. She should have received this years ago. The other day, she almost freaking broke my jaw, and I couldn't do anything about it, and I'm a 3rd-degree black belt. I'm so happy and so proud of you. I love you, kid. May the legacy live through you, kid.
Proud of you.
So happy for you.
For being like high school age and just killing the entire team.
Do you guys want to see something crazy? My youngest daughter is wearing Michaela's gi.
I love it.
There's a 15-year-old lucky gi that I bought for her. Oh, hey, by the way, something that she doesn't know is, at least according to the IBJJF, she's been a black belt since October.
Oh.
We actually promoted her back there and let her kind of get used to it. She had no idea, though.
No.
Damn.
So she's already certified, brother. Now speak.
Oh my gosh, I honestly had no idea. I was like, because I've been here for 15 years. My ego's like totally tame. I don't really care. And it's taken me 15 years to get there. Thanks to my dad always hounding me, telling me, I don't care if you're crying after practice or during the getting choked out, you're going to do it anyway, type of deal, type of talk. But I honestly had no idea. I still don't feel like I'm a black belt, obviously. I still feel like I have years and years to even uphold the type of responsibility that like these guys have shown you guys. I haven't taught as long as like Nancy or Emilio or any of them, but I still feel like I have something to show you guys, and it's all because of you guys that I'm here. It's because of you guys since I was like 12 years old that I'm here, and I'm just like so thankful for every single one of you guys. So thank you.
All right, idiots. Let's get some water and let's roll.
I'm gonna use my copy.
One of you facing. All right, Bates. Oh, I got up and back, and then
I'm going one to the ground.
yep. All right, well,
Lucky at that.
that's some face on me.
And I'm gonna fucking remember everyone's
No one gives a fuck. Come on, get him. Let's go.
There you go.
Watch the face. Watch him nudge.
Watch the nudge.
Make him speed up. Let's go. God damn. Fuck. You guys are fucking brutal.
Get you reckless.
Jesus. This guy's a question. Get out.
One time?
One time.
Rachel, what the hell? Rachel! He's only a man, Rachel!
Don't judge. He's not anymore.
This motherfucker's getting it. Help me, guys. She's an asshole. Get her. Oh, it's all with love. It's all with love.
Don't forget now, I'll be back
Go! Get Uncle! Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no! Sorry, Wes! Sorry, man!
He's gonna go through physical therapy all fucked up. They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
We're gonna call that senior citizen abuse line.
People walking by would probably be fucking straight.
Is that everybody?
Don't worry.